is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Life in the Grand Valley. My name is Keallan Dowells, a local realtor for Brown Real Estate and Brown Built Custom Homes. And as you can see in the title, we're going to be diving into the north area of Grand Junction in today's video. Now, if you caught my last video on the northeast, it's going to be fairly similar. We're going to briefly talk about some amenities nearby from the north area. We're going to show you where it's at. If you want a deeper dive into those amenities, you can check out the northeast video. As your commute time from the north to the northeast is not going to change very much, maybe by 5 or 10 or so minutes. We're going to talk about some popular subdivisions that we saw a good amount of activity in last year in 23, as well as a lot of new construction options available to you here in the north area. And one of my favorite things about the north area and why it's so popular, I mentioned this before, is there's so much opportunity for different buyers out there in today's market. Whether you're looking for a $200,000 condo or a luxury home on 3 to 6 acres, they have that currently available here in the north area. And we look at the north area as a whole, it has a median sales price about $450,000. So we're going to dive into some amenities. We're going to show you these neighborhoods. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Stay tuned. All right, so as I previously mentioned in my intro, if you watched my northeast video and you watch the amenities portion, which is about a 10-minute segment, you can skip past the next several minutes. And if you haven't and you want a deeper dive into, amenities nearby, I did talk about several points of interest, different shopping centers, so on and so forth in that video. We're going to do more of a brief overview in this one specifically. Now, when we look at the north area, as you can see on the map, very conveniently located, very centrally located. It's pretty close to all the shopping and restaurants and, doctors' offices, hospitals that you're going to be, wanting nearby and probably using, right? So even some of the subdivisions that we're going to be talking about in this video, such as Heritage Heights, Colonial Heights, Aspen Estates, those are within a couple miles of points of interest such as Mason Mall. Obviously, all the shopping and restaurants that provides, Home Depot City Market, 24 Road, Canyon View Park. As you can see, all those areas are within a few miles of the north area, so very conveniently located. You have Patterson Road right there, as I mentioned in past videos, it moves east to west throughout town. One of the more roads that you're going to be using more commonly to get from point A to point B. That's going to be right there. You're going to be maybe a 15 to 20 minute drive from downtown Grand Junction. If you're on the north side of I-70, further north out towards the desert in the north area, then you're probably looking at maybe a 20 to 25 minute drive. Okay, but still, nonetheless, it's very conveniently located, very centrally located. And as I mentioned in the intro, one of the biggest things that I love, and obviously a lot of people love about the north area, is there's a whole lot of opportunity for different styles of buyers and price ranges for buyers out there. As I mentioned, a $200,000 condo or a luxury home sitting on 3 to 6 acres at 2.5 mil, that's currently available. And so the best part about that is you can find all that with pretty much within the center of town. So you have those different options of properties, and the best thing is you don't have to travel more than 30 minutes when looking at the north area to get from point A to point B. Now, within the north area, you also have Horizon Drive. That's going to provide a lot more shopping, restaurants. You have an I-70 interchange right there, as well as 24 Road. You also have the Grand Junction Regional Airport in the north area. And I pointed this out in my last video on the northeast. I live in the northeast area. I'm also underneath the flight path. But a lot of these neighborhoods or subdivisions are going to be within the flight path of the airport, right? So you're going to have some planes going by. That's not really too loud. I think the loudest ones are going to be, when the military or the government's doing their work here in town and they're flying their fighter jets and helicopters and things like that. That's when it gets really loud. And so if you have kids, you have dogs, you're probably sitting back and wondering, well, is that going to be very disruptive, or are they going to be sensitive towards that? And I can tell you right now, within a couple weeks of living in the northeast area and even the north area, it's not going to be very disrupting to you at all. You're probably not going to be, really paying attention to it much. Obviously, once again, when those fighter jets fly over, you're going to feel that and you're going to hear that. But once again, it's not something that makes living in this area very inconvenient. Okay. So once again, you guys get the gist of it, guys. When you look at the Grand Valley as a whole, not just the north area, you're probably going to be within a 25 to 30 minute drive of everything you need, even if you're commuting from one end of town to the other end of town, from Palisade to Fruita. And the one thing, once again, reiterating what I've said before, is when we look at the north area with your easy access to I-70 and even Patterson, if you're working in either ends of towns, or even if you're working out of town, you can get on I-70 and get to where you need to go pretty quick. So very conveniently located. So next, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some subdivisions that we're going to talk about that, are popular subdivisions that we saw a good amount of activity in last year in 23, as well as some new construction options available out there for you. Now, obviously, I should note, and I mentioned this before, there's plenty of other awesome subdivisions throughout the north area that provide a lot of opportunity for different styles of buyers, like I mentioned before. If you're interested in seeing what's available out there, please don't hesitate to reach out. I would love an opportunity to chat with you. and help you get into your next home here in the Grand Valley, as I've mentioned before. And also, if you're curious to talk a little bit more about, what schools are available here in the North area, I'd love to talk to you about that, or what more amenities, if you're looking at working at Colorado Mesa University, or, healthcare, related healthcare workers coming into town, I'd love to kind of talk to you more about, what else is available for you. So let's dive into the subdivisions next. So the first neighborhood is going to be Heritage Heights. Now, this is a newer subdivision. It's been around for a decent amount of time, but you're going to find that there are several filings done within the subdivision. So you have homes from about 2013 up to literally 2023, and so you're going to find newer homes, more modern style homes, higher end finishes, and so it's just a great neighborhood. It's going to have a median sales price of about $465,000. You're going to find obviously ranch and two-story style homes in here, ranging anywhere from 1,300 to 2,000 square feet. More commonly, stucco style homes with brick trim throughout the neighborhood. You aren't going to find too many options for bigger lots, so you won't find like RV parking or many homes with options for 3-car garages, as you might see in some obviously newer subdivisions with bigger lots. These are normal sized lots, about 0.16 of an acre or maybe bigger, but nonetheless, you might be able to find maybe some bigger lots here and there throughout Heritage Heights. Now, I do like the location of the subdivision. As I just previously mentioned earlier in the video, this is one of those subdivisions that's literally just a couple miles away, maybe 2 miles away from Mesa Mall, Canyon View Park, Home Depot. So very conveniently located right there in kind of that business district where you're going to find a lot of your shopping, options for healthcare, all the other stuff are going to be right there. So this is Heritage Heights, great neighborhood, very conveniently located. Number 2 is going to be Colonial Heights. Now, this one's going to be literally a mile away from Heritage Heights, so another great subdivision that's conveniently located to all the shopping that I previously mentioned. It's going to have a median sales price of $467,000, so not a big difference from Heritage Heights. This is a little bit of an older neighborhood. This one was built in the early 2000s, so you're going to find traditional style homes in here, but a lot of the homes do have some higher end finishes, higher ceilings, vaulted ceilings. And another cool thing about this neighborhood is the streets are named after older presidents. You're going to find ranch and two-story style homes in here, anywhere from 1,300 square feet up to a little over 2,000 square feet. And you will find a little bit bigger lot sizes throughout Colonial Heights, depending on obviously on where it's at. But you will find options for RV parking in this neighborhood, as well as options for 3-car garages. But they mainly are the bulk of maybe 3-2s in this neighborhood. It's some properties being a little bit bigger, but nonetheless, that's Colonial Heights. Number 3 is going to be Grand View. Now, this one is a little bit further east in the north area. It's really right on that boundary line between the northeast area of Grand Junction and the north. It's going to be right off of 28 Road. Now, I really do like the Grand View subdivision because the bulk of the properties that sold in there last year were just at or a little bit less or more than a quarter acre. So you can have larger lot options here in Grand View. It's going to have a median sales price of $495,000, anywhere from 1,800 square feet or 1,500 square feet up to 2,800 square feet. So a variety of different ranges in terms of square footage, as well as, once again, bigger lot sizes. Now, this is a little bit over an older subdivision, built in the late 90s into the early 2000s. So you're going to find different style of homes in there, from stucco and brick, stucco style homes with brick trim, to vinyl, to wood siding with brick trim. So different types of options, but I really like that about the Grand View subdivision. Another thing that you really like about the subdivision is, as you can see, there's an undeveloped park right behind the subdivision. So a lot of the residents in there will use that park. There's walking trails. I believe there's disc golf out there. You see a lot of people taking their dogs out there, the kids on bikes. There is a community area within the Grand View subdivision as well. So once again, off of 28 Road, right off of Patterson, and just like any really north area, you're going to hear me say this a lot, anything in the north area, conveniently located, great subdivision, that's Grand View. So on to newer subdivisions. The first one's going to be Summer Hill. So this one, they're finishing up their last filing right now. I believe the lots that are available, there's maybe 5 or 6 lots currently available in that subdivision. Those are going to range anywhere from 105 to 125K. They aren't really bigger lot sizes within Summer Hill. So even the lots that are empty right now, getting ready to be built on, those are 0.16 of an acre, maybe a little bit bigger. The average sales price in Summer Hill is about 650K. Now, I would say this is probably one of my more favorite subdivisions in the north area. Obviously, as you can see, sorry guys, no fancy drone shots for this one. This is pretty much right on the edge of the desert. It kind of backs up to, further out in that north area. So it's right near the airport, so I couldn't fly the drone in there and all. But nonetheless, as you can see, it's just a beautiful neighborhood. Some of the newer, homes that were built in there, the townhomes, they're the perfect lock and leave properties. The HOA pretty much takes care of the exterior. You're going to find energy efficient stone and stucco style custom homes throughout the Summer Hill subdivision. You're going to find anywhere from 1,500 square feet or a little bit less up to 2,000 or more square feet. So once again, just a beautiful subdivision. It's one of my favorites. They have ponds throughout the subdivision with walking paths around them. The only thing I would say I don't like very much is you'll see pretty much most of the newer construction homes and townhomes within Summer Hill, they don't really have any backyard, right? So they have some cement patios and stuff like that, but there's really no backyard. So it's a great lock and leave, low maintenance option for you in a beautiful subdivision. But if you have dogs or have kids and you want to get out to play, it might not be the best option for you, but still nonetheless, Summer Hill, beautiful subdivision. The next one, Aspen Leaf Estates North. So this is their pretty much last filing, I believe, in the Aspen Leaf Estates area. Their original filing is probably 2 or 3 years old. For this newer filing, they're going to have anywhere from 0.16 to maybe just under a quarter acre lot size options for you. Those are going to range anywhere from about 140K up to 150K. There's plans for, I believe, 36 total lots within the Aspen Leaf Estates North filing. The plans for those homes are anywhere from $725,000 up to about $900,000. Now, in the north, there was maybe one home, I believe, sold in here last year in the north filing that sold for, I think, $685K. That was a 4.3. I think it was 26 to 2,800 square feet. The original filing for Aspen Leaf, I believe, don't quote me on this, probably has a median sales price of around $600,000 to $650,000. So definitely, obviously a newer subdivision, bigger homes, options for bigger lot sizes. Once again, this one's kind of smack dab in the heart of the north area, so very conveniently located. I've said that many times today, but a great option for you if you're looking for a higher end custom finished home in a great area of town when it comes to the north. That's Aspen Leaf Estates North. Number 3 for new construction options is going to be the Meadows at Hillview Estates. Now this one is going to be a great option. It's further north, pretty much on the borderline of the desert, so the commute time into town is a little bit longer, maybe 25 or so minutes, especially to a lot of the points of interest that I mentioned earlier on this video. But you're pretty much going to find options for 1 to 2 acre lots. Now they aren't developing in that area just yet. The lots aren't build ready, but they are taking reservations. I believe there's about 5 or 6 lots available, 2 of which I believe are already claimed. Once again, they're going to be 1 to 2 acre lots. Of the 5 or 6, only 1 lot is 2 acres. All the rest are a little bit more of an acre. They're going to range anywhere from $225,000 up to $250,000. But once again, if you're looking for a bigger lot option in a great location close to town, this is going to be a great subdivision for you. Now, this is an exclusive subdivision, meaning there's an exclusive builder in, so you can't bring your own builder. But once again, a beautiful subdivision with more space. This is the Meadows at Hillview Estates. So the last new construction option we're going to talk about in this video is going to be the Ivory Ridge subdivision. Now this one's right in the heart of the north area. It's going to offer 0.16 of an acre to a quarter acre size lots. Those are going to range anywhere from $140,000 up to $145,000. It's going to be right in the heart of the north area. So many times I've already said this, you get it by now. Conveniently located, great option if you're looking to build, a brand new custom in there. There's about 4 or 5 lots currently still available in that subdivision. And shameless plug, we have 3 lots in this subdivision. One is a pre-sold custom and the other one is going to be a spec. So if you're in the market for a quality custom home, it's going to be a 4-bedroom with an extra game room, 3-bath, oversized 3-car garage home sitting just around 3,000 square feet. As you can see in the video, that piece of land or property right on the edge of Ivory Ridge is going to be a piece of undevelopable land. So if you're looking at that spec home that's going to be right on that corner behind or right on the edge of that empty land, then you're never going to have to worry about someone building behind you, distorting your views of the monument to the west or even the Book Cliffs to the north or any of those other empty lots right there on the edge of that piece of property. So it's just a great subdivision and a great option if you're going to be tired of, I've heard this many times. I've seen this happen here in Junction. Someone goes and builds a new house in a new subdivision and then ends up, the developer buys land behind them and develops and distorts their view. These are going to be great lot options if you don't want that to happen to you. That's Ivory Ridge. And that is the north area for you guys. I hope I provide a little bit more insight to what's available and what's going on here in the north area. As mentioned earlier in the video, if you have any additional questions about anything related to the north area, or you want to know what else is available out there, as mentioned, these were just some subdivisions that we saw a lot of activity in and some sought out new construction options out there, but there is so much more available. As mentioned, there's something for everyone out there, no matter whether it's a new home or a new home, yes, or even an older home. So once again, I'd love an opportunity to chat with you, earn your business, and help you get into your next home here in the Grand Valley or Grand Junction, Colorado. Thanks for tuning into the video. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you on the next one.